Hey all of you out there in Eorzea, welcome to She Heals, I Tank, your weekly Final Fantasy XIV podcast. Today is Friday, May 22nd, and this is episode 219 of the Shit Podcast. I'm your host, Vegan Pete, and always by my side is the overall wearing...
Hey guys, Aviel here. How you doing? Don't hate my overalls. Just because you hate my Birkenstocks doesn't mean you can hate my overalls too.
Overall and Birkenstocks, that is what I have to deal
These
with.
are linen overalls. They're so comfy. At least I put on like clothes I'd wear out in public today.
She's going full farmer, just like me.
No, she's full comfy.
And thank you everyone for all the amazing happy birthday messages. They were so nice and it really meant a lot to me. I really appreciate each and every one of them.
Even though we know you guys just really wanted the mount. But I think it was really cool for Pete to have a whole week of people like
I will buy your love
with a subject line of happy birthday Pete. That was pretty awesome. So yeah.
It was a really great time. Got to give out some pretty fun rewards or raffle items. So thank you so much for showing up. And if you couldn't show up live, you had another couple chances to win some mounts in the raffle. And we will get to those just after we shout out some subs this week. And again, a lot of subs were courtesy of gift subs this week. So thank you to Batkid, Crow623, Ace Kaneki, Raisna, and Raw Chicken Baguette for all gifting subs.
They were like
this week.
Birthday gift subs.
And you were all very, very generous.
You made Pete's night. It was really sweet. I did too with all the giveaways that I got and stuff, but you know.
So you all gave a lot of people their first time subs, so we'll get to them right now. We have Seyo Chihimi, Trash Panda TV, Meech90, RNG&T, Patty Chi, Corey LOLs, Yogane, Fuzzy Bunny 075, FOMO Fu, Benji465, Jafango.
Wait, what was that one?
Fumo Fu.
Fumo
There
Fu.
you go.
Fumo Fu?
Masupal, Metanon75, Mav Nspear, Flip724, Team Bia, Simting, Maelstrom Radio, Corset, and Controllers, all first-time subs. Thank you so much. We have 2 months at Shin Sieber, Joey2531, Latin Dude 007, Helix Grim, Boxcar Strauss. At 3 months, we have Al Chalant. 4 months, we have Will Duran, DRTV Dakota. 5 months, we have Sir Daveman, Ivory Mist. And 6 months, Argonaut 54. 7 months, Segi 76, and Conley. 13 months, we have Jessa, and 29 months, Wando 25.
Been around for a while, Wando.
Thank you all so much. Really appreciate it. And like I said, we have a couple more mounts to give away. This first one was if you listen to the podcast.
And they're the Spriggan mounts.
If you listen to the podcast, I had embedded a little thing in there telling you how to possibly win a mount. And we got 17 responses, 17 people that took the time to do what I was asking in there, which was just send an email, basically.
So your odds are pretty good.
So I'm going to go ahead and hit the random number generator on Google right now. Between 1 and 17, Avi will confirm what comes up.
Did you assign a number to each of the email addresses?
I did.
Oh, good.
What do we get?
10.
10. And number 10 would be Clay.
Congratulations, Clay. Pete will be emailing you the code.
Thank you so much, everyone that entered. Better luck next time if you did not win.
And because of Chili, we have a second mount to give away. And so through this, we set up it's through Gleam. It's a website where you followed us on Twitch, on Twitter, and you got multiple chances to enter. I think we ended up like with over 90 chances that I've been put through, maybe 98 last time I saw it. So your odds aren't as good here, but you know, still awesome.
So this one is the computer drawn.
Yes.
I don't know. It is going to be, we need one winner to draw. Draw.
Thinking.
Oh, I am much faster than the computer. Oh, and this is Ekolf. Ekolf is the winner. Eckhoff's been with us for quite a while. He's donated to some of our Extra Life campaigns as well. So we will get you
Congratulations, Elkoff.
those codes.
Yeah. Woohoo.
So thank
Imagine
you.
if it was Clay again. That'd be hilarious. I think you'd be like ruled out. You can't win one if you win the other. Thank you guys so much. Actually, because we did that little giveaway through, if you followed us, you got an opportunity. You helped us get to 1,000 followers on Twitch this week, and also made Pete's birthday. So
We'll
it's a pretty good
also
week.
have a little giveaway for that eventually too.
Eventually.
Got to figure out what we're gonna get.
Literally, Pete, it's you open the Mogstation and point. It's not a figuring out. I don't know
It's gotta
what.
be something good.
It literally takes like 5 minutes if you're gonna put some effort into it. That's it.
What if I don't want to put any effort into it?
Then that's your
Then
norm.
how long will it take?
It'll never happen.
So thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. We got a good show for you today. We're going to go over what annoys tanks. We have a forum post to go over, a little bit of the Moogle treasure trove to discuss, and we do a little, I don't know about prognosticating, but maybe some things we would like to see in the next expansion. But
Essentially, there's not a lot of content to talk about
we're
right
making
now.
our own content.
Making this shiz up, guys, because the episodes might get kind of short in the next couple of weeks. All right.
But before we get to any of that, we have everyone's favorite segment.
Greenleaf Minute.
It's the Greenleaf Minute. And Avi, this week someone asked me, Pete, what is tank privilege?
Are you gonna mansplain it?
Do I have to mansplain it?
I don't know. It just sounds like white privilege, tank privilege, mansplaining.
I don't think mansplaining has anything to do with white privilege.
No, they're different types of privileges. But
Would that be like man privilege?
I mean, you get both of those, so you can do both.
Unlike
A lot of times they kind of go hand in hand.
Unlike some privileges, you can choose to have tank privilege if you so want.
So what is tank privilege?
I was gonna ask you, what would your definition of tank privilege? You never say it because you never tank, but have you ever heard someone say it in raid?
No. I would assume it's like everybody wants to tank because not many people play it, so they get like the short queues. They get like the really cool specific mounts that healers don't get for leveling or so many dungeons, but tanks do, like stuff like that. That's all privilege bullshit for people who don't like tanking but really want those mounts.
That is a privilege of being tank.
Mhm.
That's a little added bonus. But I think Talon has it right for how I think of it most of the time. He said, you fail a mechanic, but you stay alive because you're a tank.
See, I actually knew that answer, but I thought mine were more fun, and I didn't want to like steal away the one thing you had to say.
Don't lie, Avi.
Because you already told me before the show what it was, so I totally knew the answer.
Stop pulling back the curtain.
But it is a phrase I had not heard, and I think it's funny. I think that's the name of this episode should be called Tank Privilege, just because it's She Heals, I Tank, and Pete's got all the privilege.
So yeah, if you're in a raid, most of the time it's a raid setting, but it can be a dungeon setting as well. Usually it's by accident. Like the tank is not looking to fuck up a mechanic or something like that.
So it's like when I play Black Mage.
But they're
and I like an ability hits me that I know I'm not going to die from, but I don't want to give up my rotation. So I'm
no,
like,
because
Black Mage privilege.
It's tank privilege because it would kill you.
No. Oh, it would kill everybody. But I do
Like,
stand and shit like
if
that. Sometimes.
anyone else got hit by it, it would kill you. That's why I say it's mostly a raid setting. Dungeon, you'll still survive most of the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if I'm tanking and I mess up a mechanic, but I still live, I can go, ooh, tank privilege.
I actually think I might design a shirt that says tank privilege. I think that's hilarious.
Are you going to make it like Carter Pants, who wants tank privilege, mechanics optional?
I think mechanics optional is its own shirt. Or maybe tank privilege on the front, mechanics optional. I don't know. I haven't had stuff to draw for a while, guys. Maybe I'll draw some stuff and load up some new t-shirt designs.
So yeah, tank privilege is the privilege you get being able to take an extraordinarily amount of damage without dying and being able to skimp on doing some of those mechanics.
Aurora says just put the Paladin logo on it. So
but
true.
yeah, you are right with your first answer as well. We do get a lot of added, I'm going to say added benefits, not necessarily privileges of being tanks, such as shorter queues.
But I mean, aren't added benefits just like part of privilege? Like those who are privileged have access to more options and opportunities in life and game. Getting all deep here.
Not necessarily a privilege because anyone can choose to do it. Privilege is like talking about something you have inherently, not because of your choices.
Well, like what if somebody only ever plays tank and they only want to play tank because they only like tank? Then they get that privilege.
All right, who wants to bust out a dictionary? Tell us the exact definition. Yeah, you can, like I said, you can choose to be tank. Can't choose a lot of other things.
Ace just says you get to be the leader of the party too. There's a lot of tank privilege going on here. It's so the healers get salt and the tanks get privilege.
I'll take that.
Right? So it definitely sounds like a female male thing. The healers are pissed off and the males are like, it's cool, we got this.
You could make that choice too.
Oh.
Let's get to Avi's favorite segment. It's the tweet of the week.
Damn it, I thought it didn't work. I was so happy.
Just a little bit of lag from the stream deck there.
I was like, oh, it's amazing. Also, Chili, if you've never felt salty as a healer, you're not doing it right, honey.
You working okay, stream deck? It's the tweet of the week. There it is. Stream deck has recovered. This one comes from our Mike Kotank, Paul Metal, who said, congratulations, you motherfuckers deserve it. You guys make the best content. And that was in regards to us hitting 1,000 followers on Twitch. So thank you for the kind profanity.
You're a sweetheart, Paul.
Metal. All right, Avi. Now it's time for news and notes from around the realm. Not a lot of news this week. Wasn't even posted on the Lodestone, but the Final Fantasy XIV Twitter tweeted out something.
And I saw it on Reddit as well. It's actually a good time to get... it's the Final Fantasy XIV Starter Edition is now free on the PlayStation 4, which means it's a good time to get people interested in it to try it out. You not only get the base game for free, but you also get 30 days free on it. So if you're on the trial, do not register this until you're done trying out things and are ready to move up in level, because that is when your 30 days will start. You have until the 26th to claim it. So remember, it's not 30 active playing days. It's like a 30-day subscription once you start it, as long as you start it before the 26th, which is in 4 days.
Well, you just have to buy it. You buy it through the PlayStation Network, but you don't actually have to register it.
And by buy it, we mean add a $0 item into your cart and download it.
So as long as you do that, you can wait until you're ready to use it. You can keep on staying on your trial, and then all you have to do when you're ready is add it to your Mogstation account, and then we'll all link up.
And yeah, those 30 days will add, which we were about to get into, is Chili's type, will add to your PC sub as well. It's like it'll give you a free month of play.
Yeah, so if you're a PC player, you can have a PC license and a PlayStation license. So if you buy the starter version on the PlayStation as well, you'll get an extra 30 days. So you're getting a month free if you just pick this up on the PS4.
Yep.
And then if you so choose, you could play A Realm Reborn Zones on your PS4 if you just wanted to play around and see what it's like playing on the PlayStation 4. Because you never know when that computer might die and you need to get a replacement really quickly. You can just use the PS4.
Pete really enjoyed fishing with the PS4 because he didn't have to change settings for a controller and stuff, the vibration and stuff. But we were wondering, because we had it on PlayStation 4, but it was Pete's login. We weren't sure if I had a login, so we were trying to download it onto I made a PS4 account because I just been using his, honestly. And we were trying to test it out for you guys, but then Pete wasn't thinking, and when I was logged into the PC game, he tried to log me into the PlayStation 4 one, and then I got a super awesome email from Square Enix telling me that I've login restriction, so I have to contact them. And luckily my character's still in game right now, but I'm worried if I let her out, she's not going to be able to get back in until I deal with the customer service, and I don't want to.
Never log out.
I know, never ever. Can't turn your computer off or anything.
So don't try to log into the PS4 when your PC account is already logged in.
Yes. Also, it is a big file.
It's a Greenleaf Minute.
You can't be logged into 2 separate accounts. I was like, P, why'd you do that? It does take about 4 hours to download on your PlayStation 4, and we have a pretty good internet connection here, so it could take longer. So just be aware of that. That's all the news, guys. That was it.
A whopping amount of
Woohoo!
news.
So much.
Let's teach me
right.
some lore. Oh, and Avi, you know what? I just remembered. Remember how I was saying I feel like I usually had something else up?
Mhm.
Didn't bring up Discord. So no one's been able to call in this whole time.
No one's been on deck. You're fine. I have it
So
open.
guys, you want to call into the show about anything we're talking about today, or if you had an experience in game that you just want to make people aware of, feel free to call in, join the Discord, hop in on deck. I'll bring you into live on air, and we'll see what you have to say.
It's a low content week. Pete's like,
What
please
are
call.
you talking about?
Please call. All right, Pete. So
Got
your
content
question.
up my ass.
That's not all you got up your ass.
Delicious.
So Pete, as you know, at least I hope you do. Limsa Lominsa was.
You should never assume that I know anything.
Well, this is like Limsa Lominsa was originally peopled with pirates. Pirates were there first.
Pirate people?
Pirate people. And what are law-abiding pirates but privateers? All right, so from these pirates, we've got 3 groups of different privateers that are operating out of Limsa Lominsa. But I've got 4 names here, and so this is one of your favorite ones where you try to decide which of the following is not one of the privateer groups out of Limsa Lominsa. You like it?
Private.
Private prites. All right. And so the 4 options are, which one is not a privateer operating out of Limsa Lominsa? The Bloody Executioners, the Lethal Leviathans, the Kraken's Arms, or the Sanguine Sirens?
Oh, come on with this shit. Are these actually in game, or was this just something from the lore book?
This is actually in game, and it's from the lore book.
Are you sure it's in game?
Yeah, because I remember this. They're side quests you might not have actually watched the cutscenes for.
Who watches the cutscenes on side quests? Who even reads side quests?
I do. Except when I'm doing the Beast Tribe ones for so long, and they're the same ones I've already done.
What sounds familiar? I feel like Sanguine Siren should be one.
Okay.
The Leviathan one seems a bit on the nose to me. What are the other ones?
The Bloody Executioners.
Bloody Executioners.
The Kraken's Arms.
Kraken's Arms seems like it should be. If it's not, it should be. They should retcon that in. The Leviathan or Bloody Executioners.
All right.
Tell me if I'm right on it, if it's one of those.
It is one of those.
It's one of those. Damn it. Can I phone a friend? Oh, we should make this like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
No. You already have your sound, yeah.
It's even the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire sound.
I know. So the Bloody Executioners or the Lethal Leviathans?
I'm going to go with Lethal Leviathans. I feel like you thought I was going to pick that one, like that it is one because Leviathan's in the name.
Okay.
So I think you're trying to trick me. This is more me guessing off who's making the question than me actually knowing anything. I'm going to go with Lethal Leviathans.
You're right.
Yes.
I did make up the Lethal Leviathans, but I think that would actually be a really cool name for a group of privateers. So I thought that was a fun one.
Can you tell me anything about those groups?
The Sanguine Sirens wear green. It's actually run by a woman. I don't remember her name. The Bloody Executioners were some of the fiercest pirates, and their leader actually is dead or missing, and so the pirates are actually fighting about who is going to, or the privateers are going to fighting about who's going to be the lead. And the Kraken's Arms are probably the most efficient privateers, as far as like raids.
They got lots of arms.
No, they have really fast ships, so they're really good. I know Leviathan threatens, but like that's why the privateers could be like, that's why it's threatening, because they're like lethal like Leviathan. I don't know. I like alliteration, okay?
Yeah, hurricanes threaten the U.S., but we still have a hockey team named the Hurricanes.
And Karen.
There's no Karen hockey team.
There's a Karen Hurricane. I'm sure there has been.
All right, Avi. We have done What Annoys DPS in Dungeons.
Yes.
We have done What Annoys Healers in Dungeons.
Yep.
Now we finally have What Annoys Tanks in Dungeons. And something that I noticed is there wasn't as many responses overall, or there weren't as many people responding overall, which makes sense because there's not as many tanks.
I was going to say less
as
people play
DPS.
tank.
But it seemed like those that did answer had multiple things that annoyed them.
Many things.
So, we have Broly, who said, missed the part that said dungeons, my bad. I get frustrated when other players pull aggro, either from me or by getting too close to another group, and instead of running the enemies to me, they run away or in circles, which makes it harder for me to pull aggro off of them.
That makes sense. I think that was actually a complaint from pretty much every job. Like every job complained about that. Broly continues, that's when I'm in Alliance Raid and I've been main tank the entire time, and a different Alliance's tank decides now they want to main tank and fights you for the threat.
I've never understood that.
Yeah.
I haven't run into it that much anymore, but for a while, I feel like during Heaven's Ward, I ran into it a lot.
I feel like it's generally an idea of you can take that two different ways, where the person's like, I don't like the way this person is tanking, so I'm going to start tanking this fight. And the other might be a new tank who doesn't really know what they're doing.
Yeah, even when I haven't really liked what another tank is doing, I'll never just like go and try to pull aggro off of him. I'll just be like, I'm going to wait until your dumbass is dead, and then I'll just take over, and I'm not giving it back to you. Ace Kaneki says, it makes sense, but I think new players panic and don't think to run to the tank. Yeah, so that's a good Greenleaf Minute. If you end up with aggro and you're not a tank, then you should run it to your tank so they can help you. Because I will say, like, if there's a lot of mobs running around too, we only get so many mobs on our little list of enemies, and it might just not be showing up. So we don't even see that we don't have aggro on one of them. The
other thing I was going to say is that if you're in a party and you have another player who gets aggro and they just are running around in a circle, after the poll or when you finally have time, you can tell them, hey, you know, if you get aggro, it's best to run that to the tank so I can get it off of you. Like just saying it just like that it's a nice, probably one of the nicest ways you can say it instead of like, hey, dummy, instead of doing that, you know, just say, hey, in case you didn't know, bring the mobs to me. Because I've seen so many healers like run away when they get a mob. Like the healer, I'm like, dude, bring it to the tank. Oh my gosh. So yeah.
I tell them mobs hit you for more when you're running around.
What I had happened once that actually I found I was annoyed by is I was playing Dancer, and Dancer has their AoE dance that'll sometimes hit things a bit far, and I hit something before the tank had grabbed one last mob, and I ran up to the tank and I brought it to them, and the tank, like, I don't know, maybe thought I did it on purpose or something, or didn't see it or didn't know, and like my life was going down and down, and the healer's trying to keep me alive, but I was like, I did the thing I'm supposed to do. Please get it off of me.
Ace asks, so what happens if two tanks have a pissing match and both tanks have tank stance up? It's kind of like a game of retarded chicken, you know, no one ever really wins. And I don't know, if you're just watching them, just...
Can I have to interrupt you for a second, Pete? Please don't, I don't like that phrase.
Chicken?
Retarded chicken. Right. Don't say that one.
So yeah, just as long as they're not spinning the mob around, as long as they're on the same side of the mob, I'm not upset at it. Otherwise, I would just.
But so, like, what actually happens?
I would put in Alliance chat. Figure it out, idiots.
Well, no, but like, I think he's actually wondering. So, like, if two tanks are both in tank stance and they attack at the mob at the exact same time, and they're both fighting for hate, what determine who gets the hate? Who will actually have it, or will it just kind of swap back and forth between the two?
It's gonna swap back and forth depending on who's generating more enmity.
Okay, that makes sense because I think that's what Ace was asking. Because yeah, it's kind of like if you're two DPS are fighting a mob, you know, it's from Fates, and you don't have a tank, like whoever's doing more damage is going to be the one that gets the hate. So it kind of works along that way, but it's as enmity, which is also part of damage dealing.
And like, what's really annoying is, and I've seen this, I've watched people do this in the Alliance raid. One person really wants to be the main tank, but they're not as geared as the other guy. So the other guy thinks since he has the best gear, he should tank. And the lower one who really wanted to tank kept on provoking in the middle of fights.
Oh.
And I was just laughing my ass off. You shouldn't do that, but I found it very hilarious because they were going at each other the whole time.
Oh, that's, you know, I do have to say, as long as people aren't being like toxic in chat. They can be like, you can be kind of rude in the Lance chat. Sometimes something like that is pretty entertaining. Johnny Smith Apple just said I do that all the time.
Yeah. Provoke shirking people can be fun.
For those who don't tank, Pete, what is shirking?
Shirking is giving someone aggro.
So that Pete likes to do that to me when I'm healing sometimes. He thinks it's funny because he's a jerk. Cater Pants gave us a few ideas as well and says when a healer tunnels and yells at the paladin to just heal himself.
So the healer is tunneling their DPS.
Oh,
they're
I
in
see.
that DPS groove, and they're like, no, just heal yourself. I can't say I've ever had that happen to me. Cater Pants said that just happened to him the other day.
I could see Chili like expecting you to do it. He wouldn't say it. He would just like expect you to do it. He's like, I am DPSing. Just because I'm a white mage doesn't mean I'm supposed to heal you. You can freaking heal yourself right now. I know you have that ability because I'm doing more damage than you.
Resna says, I've been in that situation when in Wiping City of Mach, had two people fight over main tank and die, so I took over for the rest of it.
Ooh, yeah, that's always a little bit of a shit show when that happens.
And usually if there's a bad tank who keeps on dying, I'll just take over on the next fight. And
yeah.
I'm not giving up aggro even if you try to provoke it away from me. You had your chance. No. And I usually go into Alliance raids. I know this is started about dungeons, but there's more funny tank stories from Alliance raid than in dungeons anyways. So.
I agree, because like dungeons is for the most part, you know, you just kind of blat whatever, but where you actually get challenged is in the trials and the raids and stuff like that.
Because I rarely ever want to tank an Alliance raid, so when I do end up queuing it as a tank and someone wants to main tank, I'm like, awesome, I don't really have to do anything then.
Yep.
Except the occasional grabbing ads or whatever. So I never try to become main tank, but if someone really sucks, then I'll be main tank.
So we have another one says, when another tank fights for aggro during a trial, when we seemingly already have sorted out who's main tank prior to the poll. Ooh, that would get annoying.
Yeah, if you call it beforehand and then they still mess it up.
Yeah, that'd be not cool. Yeah, we kind of talked about that, I think last week maybe, where it's like, there was a question about the tank stance. And just if you don't want to tank and you just leave it off, that's kind of a good way of saying it. And
yeah.
Without typing, I guess. And this one's amazing. I don't know why this bothers you. When a healer rescues you away from your pole, insisting that you pull bigger, that healer sounds amazing. I'm just kidding. I'm watching the group DPS and manage my cooldowns. I know what the group can handle. Just stick to those heals and holy and let the tank establish pace.
Yeah. I've never had a healer rescue me away.
No, that's funny.
I've had the healer go up and pull some more ads and bring them back, and I get pretty annoyed at that. I'm like, I'm establishing the pace here.
I get that you're establishing the pace, but as a healer, if I were to do that to someone because the pulls were smaller, I'm watching how much I'm having to heal people, and if I'm doing that to you, that means I'm bored and I can do more. So
yeah, maybe I'm trying to eat while I play.
But that's what that would mean, is that, you know, you get those healers who don't want to holy, who don't, or, you know, it's a scholar or somebody, and I can DPS and heal at the same time. Really awesome.
Maybe I'm playing one-handed because I'm chugging beers with the other.
But that's like it's not a cool way to do it. It's not a nice way to do it. But yeah, so Johnny Smith Apple just said the same thing. He's rescued as a healer before for the same reason. Like, I hate it when I'm like really, really bored because the pulls are so small that I like don't even have to heal, because I'm like, I got dots as a scholar. Like, otherwise I'm just like slapping the floor the whole time. It's kind of boring. And
thank you, KK McLeod, for that sub for now 24 months.
2
and
years.
It was a tier 2 sub.
Oh, he got that ripping shit emote. I love that one. And Resna is continuing their gift sub. Thank you so much. That's really awesome. Glad you hung out. So yeah, that was, I don't use rescue as much as I would like. I feel like it is a great tool, but I feel like people get mad about it.
KK uses rescue all the time in raid.
Just to fuck with you?
Either pulling people out of the shit.
Yeah.
Or when everything's going sideways, he will try to rescue me into shit to kill us faster.
I think it's amazing. I think it's a really great 3 charges.
Yeah, we thought about that last night. Rescue should have 3 charges.
Oh, that would be cool. But Yeah, I don't see that happening. But it is fun. It is a useful abilities, but it's also an easy way to troll people.
And Talon says, tanks run pace, period. If you wanted to guarantee a fast instance, then you have two options. Queue with a party of your own, or learn to tank and do it yourself.
I do have to
So
say again,
take that, healers.
as a healer who's, if you get bored, you're just kind of like, please pull more. Like, please, I'm so bored right now. I'm so bored. Like you're not pulling big enough for my AoE to even be of any use. Like, come on, man. Don't make me just freaking one button this whole thing.
Mav and Spear says, I just did a leveling roulette in Arm Vale and had to rescue the tank out of Bad Breath because they kept getting hit by it. It's the first time I've ever had to use that ability properly.
But did the tank get mad? Because I feel like sometimes people get mad and you're like, dude, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to keep you from dying.
If you get mad because you got rescued out of Bad Breath because you kept on getting hit by it, that's just your ego. And you feel bad that you were bad at the game.
Yeah. And I'm not putting down anybody's comments here. I just get to have the healer response. So I get to disagree with all these because I'm not a tank. So I'm just playing that role. So
and Johnny Smith said what I was thinking. They mad cause bad.
That should be a shirt too.
Coming up with shirts on
and that
this
should
podcast.
be, it'll have a dragoon on it. They mad cause bad. I'm just kidding. But floor tank would be a good one.
Talon continues, melee DPS that single target in a pool of 3 or more. The faster they die, the less cooldowns I have to use and can save them for bigger pools or tank busters from the bosses. And melee AoE is so strong now. Just Doom Spike, please.
I agree with that one. That's when I get really bored as a healer too. Like, well, that's when it gets hard because they aren't dying fast enough and people are taking hits, and I'm not bored. I just get irritated.
Yeah, every once in a while when I'm like, damn, why are these mobs taking so long to kill? I'll boot up ACT just to see what's going on. Like, why is this taking so long? And it's one of two things. Either the healer's doing absolutely no DPS, or one of the DPS is using a single target rotation.
Yeah, that makes sense. Resna just said that I use rescue on my cousin in normal content as retribution for recommending this game to me. That's hilarious.
Take that for making me addicted.
Pete will cat. Pete will tell Chili or KK to rescue me while we're doing content together because he's not playing healer and he just likes to have me get fucked with. So you can
if
befriend a white mage if you're not a white mage.
If Avi's playing with someone and I go into their stream, I'll be like, hey, don't tell Avi, but just rescue her. Chili says, please DPS, just do AoE rotations, but also use your buffs. They will come back. They aren't one-shot dungeon things.
Yeah.
Also, healers, the tank ain't going to die if he's using cooldowns. So do all the damage you can dish out faster. Kills less tank issues.
Yeah, and you don't need to hold on to those things for the boss fights because the boss fights aren't what make the dungeons difficult anymore. The boss fights are generally easier than the trash pulls.
Pop your hollowed ground or whatever on the first big pool. Should be up for the last big pool. Not going to have to use that in any dungeon bosses.
I mean, if you do, then you don't have a very solid group, most likely. So you'll learn that after the first pull. You'll know how you should play.
But overall, I don't think people should get too upset about the speed a dungeon is going. It's either going to take you 20 or 22 minutes if it's going really slow.
See, I don't, as someone who wants the big pulls as a healer, it isn't for me about making the dungeon go faster. It's about making the dungeon more enjoyable. And I have more fun when it's at least slightly challenging. And if you're just doing it, which I get if you're learning or whatever, but I'm pretty much talking the expert roulette stuff. Just make it challenging for me, even a little bit. I mean, if you're a bad tank and you're doing the full pulls, hell yeah, I'll keep you alive. I'm like, fuck yeah, that guy sucks so bad, but I kept him alive. It's still fun. So I don't know.
I could make it really hard for you. I can do super bolide at the beginning of a really big pool, so that you really have to heal me hard by the time all the mobs get on me.
That's not nice though. Ace asks Pete, as a tank, when you're running content, what other tanks do you hate to have as an off tank? So he generally does Gunbreaker.
There's really not that much content anymore that requires a lot of coordination. I feel like they got got away from a lot of the tank swaps lately.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But it would be people that didn't know how to do tank swaps.
Just because they even changed like the way the tank stance even works, so like it isn't as much of a swapping thing as it used to be.
And
Chili just said in regards to your using the gunbreaker thing, I forgot what it's called just now, but because at least if you do it at the start of the pull, you can't do it just before he uses benediction. So go ahead.
But that's a lot harder to time right before benediction. But
Does you do that on purpose? Wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah, but if you had like an emote that went off when you were about to use benediction, I'd be like, oh, super blind.
Oh, Johnny Smith just said E6S is tank swap central. No. When you're talking about the extreme raid stuff, the savage content, that's definitely tank swappable. But we're talking about like everyday content that not necessarily everyone is doing. You don't really tank swap that often anymore.
Yeah, E6S does have a few tank swaps in there.
That's really the only time you see it, I feel like, anymore from the newer content.
Yeah,
it's more of the savage stuff.
I feel like that used to happen a lot more in like extreme trials.
It did, yeah. Not so much anymore because they made it more approachable. Yeah.
But yeah, for off tanks now, I don't know, just do your rotation. Like all the tanks are so even right now, I really don't get annoyed by any off tanks. Just do your job. I guess the biggest thing would be if I'm main tanking in an alliance raid and you're expecting me to get all the ads as well. I'm like, come on, man, just bring some of them over here.
Just help a little bit, please.
That's another one. Off tanks who want to tank the ads away from the main boss, just stack all that shit together and let's kill them all.
Unless
at once.
It's like a specific mechanic where you're not supposed to.
Yeah. Number one, know what to do. If you don't know what to do, you're gonna annoy me.
Or ask. Does it annoy you if they ask?
No.
Okay.
If you don't know something,
shit.
definitely let us know. And raw chicken baguette.
My favorite name.
Dropping 10 subs.
Thank you so
in
much.
the chat.
Oh
Thank
my gosh.
you so much. I really appreciate that.
You were so sweet. Oh, and Ashbell's here. Hi, Ash. I haven't seen you in ages.
So enjoy all of those new emotes that 10 of you just got. See some of those in chat.
I drew them.
Raw chicken baguette, really appreciate it.
You're a sweetheart.
And Abby loves that name.
I do. I don't know. It's just fun to say. I'm a raw chicken baguette. Yes, you are.
So I think I'm going to switch up what we're going to talk about next really quick, Abby, since we've been talking about tanks.
Okay.
The thing I picked from the forums today was labeled, "Can we please get aggro management back?" And they went on to write, "Holding aggro doesn't mean much anymore nowadays. I'd like to return to having both a tank stance or a DPS stance, and actually having to pay attention to the aggro list instead of just popping tank stance and forgetting about it. What does everyone else think? Should we go back to a similar tanking system that Stormblood had?"
Sorry. I kept focusing on the fact that the way this person wrote this made him sound like a really old person. Doesn't mean much anymore nowadays. These kids these days don't have to do the aggro management like we did back in the day. Uphill in the snow, both directions.
Yeah, like Chad is saying, hard pass and a hard no. I am not longing for the days of the multiple tank stances.
Nope.
It was more just an annoyance. Like,
Yep.
there was nothing inherently hard or, it was like putting up provoke. Yeah, it's something I can do, but it's not a skill thing at all.
Well, it's like the cleric stance situation for healers when it used to stay on as your DPS stance, and then you would forget to turn it off and you'd be trying to heal people and you're like, why is it not working? And literally that 2 seconds can let your tank die. They did it because of stuff like that. Again, I have to come at it from the healer perspective, so I don't see them bringing that back because it was something they actively got rid of.
Yeah. So if anyone that maybe started playing recently and doesn't know how things used to be, you used to have a tank stance, which is pretty much what it is now, except there used to be a damage debuff, basically. You would do 10% or 20% less damage if you had your tank stance up, but it was very easy to hold enmity. And then you also had a DPS stance, or Jesus.
So it's basically like you had a stance if you were a main tank and you had a stance if you were off tank.
Yeah.
And then, but you'd have people who would go into dungeons and would not put on the tank stance because they did more damage the other way. This is a big thing warriors love to do. And so like as a healer, you had to be like prepared for that.
Well,
And so,
that's the thing. Like, whenever you were going into a boss battle, because you pretty much always had it on during the big pulls just because it was so much easier just keeping a hit on everything. But on the boss battles, you'd keep your tank stance up for 1.5 rotations or something like that. Then you just drop it. That's what I'm saying. There was nothing inherently like skillful about it. You just did 2 rotations, dropped it off, so you did more damage.
well, no, but it was more of a like if you forgot to put it back on if you forgot to swap back. Same with cleric stance. Like so Taylor just said cleric stance would be great to have back in your opinion. Cleric stance was one thing, and it morphed into another thing where it was up for a short period of time, and then they just kind of realized it wasn't really a necessary ability when we had so much button bloat. So that's one of the reasons that the cleric stance is gone, in my opinion, and the second tank stance. Like we had too many buttons.
I wouldn't be mad if they made like a little bit of aggro management for other jobs. Like I think it would be a neat mechanic if all of a sudden some mobs couldn't do any damage to healers, but the healers like needed to hold aggro on them.
No.
Know what I mean?
Nope.
Just to make something a little more interesting.
Nope. Don't like that.
Like, as long as they have aggro on the healers, then the DPS can kill them.
I don't like that one. Sorry.
Just to give healers something else to do in raids.
I don't think healers need something else to do in raids. That's why I'm not agreeing
Come on,
with that.
you're always talking about being bored.
Not in raids. I'm talking about dungeons.
Aggro-centric mechanics.
That's
yes.
what tanks do.
No, but it's boring with the tanks.
Well, like ninjas can help with that, and healers do have their
yeah, like
the ability when they regens their mana. My brain is not working. It has an enmity reduction. A lot of the jobs do have things that it's usually reducing enmity or sharing it, but it's like
which used to be useful how things were before, not
right.
really useful now.
Yeah.
So like any enmity reduction thing right now is basically a wasted skill, in my opinion, because you're hardly ever going to use it.
Esper just says, how about more interesting means to heal as healers? I'd be curious to see what you think would be an interesting way to heal as healers. It might be kind of cool if we like how a machinist drops their turrets. If you had things you could, I guess we do kind of have things that we drop like that, but if, you had more buffs that you could give to the party, like something like that, it'd be kind of cool. But yeah, all the enmity stuff is gone except for tanks. I didn't even realize because haven't played it a bit. That's kind of crazy. But
You want a gun-based healer?
No. No.
I will shoot you to heal.
Well, I'm reading a book to you to
Take
heal.
my medicine. Boom.
Was it white mages just flashing bright lights at you? And then the Astros throwing cards in your direction and reading your horoscope. I don't know. But
I think I did a little thing on like it'd be cool if the chemist shot their potions in the air and then they like sprayed on you, gave you the heal potion.
I mean,
that
they
way.
did kind of throw them, and other Final Fantasies they threw potions, not necessarily at you, but at the boss. I don't know. I do think that the 3 basic roles have been dumbed down quite a bit. You heal, you tank, you DPS. It's kind of sad, I guess, that it's so dumbed down. Just feels repetitive, redundant. I don't know.
Because I think in Zervon there was that, and I think it happens in a couple other fights too. There's an ad that doesn't have an enmity table, just kind of rotates between people. And I think it'd be cool if there was something like that, but it would like rotate on like jobs of people and they had to actively try to keep aggro on that.
I have that idea. That would be cool. Sorry, but it's in line with this. What if the healer could drop like a scarecrow? And the scarecrow was like a punching dummy, and then they had to like keep the aggro on the scarecrow for so long, and whatever damage was done to the scarecrow would like heal yourself or give you a buff or something. I don't know. That might be kind of cool. Like, I don't want me getting hit, but like if I can drop a freaking scarecrow or something, ground traps that heal. Yeah, like a shaman type healer. Yeah, it's very shaman-y. We don't have someone like that, but I don't see that happening. I think it's going to be chemist. We do.
Okay, what type of healers did they have in WoW?
I was always a priest, but I played a shadow priest. Shamans, priests, and something else that I can't remember because I didn't play that one. But yeah, like you could also, if you're on a PvP server, you could play your priest as a DPS. Like well, anywhere, like you could be at like a shadow priest. Anyways, mage might work as a healer, undoing damage. But we're not gonna take adding haste. I don't know. I'm reading chat. Sorry, guys.
We had clerics and friars that I could remember in Dark Age of Camelot. But cleric would pretty much be a paladin.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there'd be a friar equivalent. You could have some badass friars wielding that stick around.
Monks are friars. That's like the same thing.
But it's a totally different.
Right, but they're not going to add a friar because they have a monk. That was my point. But the monk is a DPS instead.
I feel like the lore is very different.
Okay.
All right, Avi. The Moogle event is going on now. And even though rewards aren't that great, I've noticed...
Druid! Thank you, Caterpants.
I've noticed that it's actually getting people out and doing that content. People actually doing the Evil East raids now. I did an Alliance Roulette. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to get Labyrinth again and do that really quickly. But I actually got one of the Evil East raids. And it was a lot of fun. It actually went really smooth.
Okay.
I was like, oh, it's like all the good people came back because they want the Moogle tomes.
Yeah. Well, sounds about right. Well, because I got the new necklace they want to get.
For some reason, and I guess they're just like me. They just want it because it's the unique item.
Yeah, people, because
no one's ever gonna wear that thing.
there's a lot of gotta catch 'em all.
I guess some people are gonna wear that thing.
I mean, you can't talk about people not wearing that thing, the thing that your character wears.
That's saying they're like me. They're not gonna wear. So yeah, I've really enjoyed the Moogle event so far, just because it's gotten me something else in Alliance Roulette other than Labyrinth over and over and over again.
Yeah, I am sick of Labyrinth for sure.
So that was fun, and oh my god, Avi, I did a Rival Wings match. I played PvP in this game.
What? Also, thank you so much for that raid, RNG and T. I hope you guys had a wonderful show.
RNG and T, thank you so much, everyone. This is She Heals I Tank Final Fantasy XIV podcast. We're talking about the Moogle event going on right now, and how even though the rewards aren't that great, it actually got me to take part in a Rival Wings match that made me do some PvP. And I have to say, we won. But my performance was absolutely embarrassing.
What did you like? You were like at the bottom of the list?
No, I just remember at one point we had a 2v1. Me and the healer were going against another gunbreaker. And I maybe had gone into PvP once as my gunbreaker. I didn't even have all my abilities on the bar. And the two of us weren't taking down one of my own job. Like...
Well, it gives you something to get good at.
That was embarrassing. Paul Meadow was making fun of me on stream.
Thank you, Paul. Pete needs it.
I was like, damn, I deserve to be made fun of that because that was absolutely awful.
Did it make you want to get better?
Yes, it did.
Ooh.
Like, it did not make me like PvP, but I was like, god damn, that was embarrassing. I never want that to happen again.
So like, I may not enjoy this, but damn it, I'm gonna get good at it.
I'm like, I should not be that bad at this faction of the game, even though I never play it.
I mean, it's the buttons are completely different. Some of your jobs, like abilities, change completely.
You know what the hardest part is I'm used to doing my real rotation in like raids and stuff like that. Now one rotation is on the same button and I have to hit the same button 3 times. And when you're used to hitting multiple buttons, it's like, are you kidding me?
You have to stop and think, tank brain. Stop and think.
And like, it's stop and think, and it's literally hit one button 3 times. But I couldn't fucking do it because I have such muscle memory.
That's why I said that when I like playing Dragoon in PvP, because it feels like Street Fighter 2 button mashing, because you literally go 1 1 1 2 2 2 3 3 3 4. Like it's very dumbed down. Like it feels like button mashing. I guess compared to how you normally play, and so you just have to learn your hotbar. Like it's like learning a new class.
But goddamn, I was messing it up so many times. I was like, oh, why am I doing no damage? Just because I'm hitting like one part of 3 rotations.
Talon's really sweet and said that you did well. You lie so well. You're so sweet.
Hey, we still won. But yeah, that experience actually, the being bad experience made me want to play more just to get better.
Okay.
So I might be spending a little bit of time in Rival Wings going forward. I think I would actually like to have a consistent group.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I could get 3 other people who wanted to keep on going into Rival Wings. I know a couple in chat have talked about wanting to get the mounts from there. So maybe I'll team up with them and see if we can get 100 Rival Wings wins. Get some get some mounts. You want to join me, Avi?
I am. I had a cat that was like sticking his butt through the microphone. Yeah, like I was just laughing. His cat, the cat tail was like right up in the center, and then he thought he wanted to sit in my lap, and then he changed his mind.
Feast is cool if you want to go for the seasonal rewards. Chat says. Ooh.
Yeah, Pete, go get good. Go get those rewards.
I actually did play a little bit of Feast in the very beginning. Feast is probably my favorite out of all of the PvP formats that Final Fantasy has. For some reason, can't do one really good, but they want to have a whole bunch of them.
Makes sense.
And now I'm getting on the negative part of PvP. What I'm trying to say is I'm going to be playing some more PvP going forward.
I'm sure there are guides too for each job, how to PvP on that job, because I know I actually was reading.
Dude, there's like 9 buttons. I should be able to figure that shit out.
Like I actually was reading. I kind of noticed this, and I'd like to read more about it. Is that like dancers' abilities actually change a lot the way they function. Well, and that happens with other jobs too. So like healers. They're your same buttons, but you need to actually look at what they do because they don't necessarily do the same thing.
Yeah.
In PvP, so you have to understand.
But
everything.
I mean, let's be honest. All I have to do is actually read the tooltips.
And Chili just says that Taru TV does good PvP stuff.
Yeah, I know a few people that do a lot of PvP on stream, and like I watch them, but I don't really pay attention to like the moves.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, you keep on winning. You're good.
Yeah, a PvP game is totally different than it's like, Lords of Verminion. It's like a totally different game within Final Fantasy.
I still think they should turn
14.
Lords of Verminion into a tower defense game. That would be much more fun.
So much fun. I wouldn't do it either.
And really, the best game is Mahjong.
Nope. Cool. Not green.
There's
with
one
you.
mini game they got right. It was Mahjong because they didn't even have to change anything besides the icons on the on the tiles.
Lords of Verminion for mobile. I could see that actually being a good like mobile game. That would be pretty cool. But they like have to dumb it down to nowhere near as many little minions.
That was the thing. They just made it too intricate. And like it's not like hard like to get the basics, but there's so many minions. It's hard to keep them straight. And I'm sure there's probably like a main 10 or so that people probably use, and it's kind of just like the meta that people use, and if they see that, they're like, "Oh, I should use this." Because there's so many damn minions.
There's so many.
And I
think it was trying to make a way to encourage people to gather all the minions. It was one of those things that somebody's just like, I'm going to make this really cool, super intricate game. And they just took it way too far for a game inside of another game. If it was its own standalone, you buy the Lords of Verminion game and that's the entire game. Like, cool, fine, that's it. But like that in 14 is just a lot.
CXE goes on to say, earn MGP outside the game, link your account and such. Anything that they could add to that app would make it better.
Anything, literally anything.
I still think all they have to do is make it so you can play dress up and see what glamours you can make from that app, and it'd satisfy 99% of the people.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. But yeah, even make it like a paper doll.
Yeah, just a mannequin that you can put whatever gear you have from your glamour chest onto there and make your glamours while you're sitting at work.
My god!
And then just add the ability.
Is after my own heart. Final Fantasy 14 fashion plates, 80s style. Oh my god, I love those things. You don't even know what they are, I'm sure, but they were amazing.
And then just add the ability to chat in games from the app. There you go. There's your app.
Yep. I wouldn't be surprised if there was actually already a Triple Triad sort of app. Maybe not officially affiliated with Square Enix, but I could see someone making that.
Yeah, but it'd be nice if there was an official Triple Triad on the game, so you could either play against NPCs and get MGP that way, or challenge like anyone's on your friends list to a Triple Triad game. That'd be pretty cool.
I think Triple Triad would be easier to bring to the mobile app than Lords of Verminion.
I actually tried playing some Triple Triad this week. Because anytime I'm going off and doing something and I pass one of those NPCs with a little icon over their head where it's like, you don't have my card yet. I'm like, I'm going to have it soon. I ended up I got it on my 30th win versus that NPC. And that's not the weird thing. I've gone longer without getting the card I wanted, but I always got like a ton of the more common cards that I already had a ton of.
This was a stingy NPC?
It was a stingy NPC. It had 2 other cards that I could win, like the super common ones. I didn't win a single card in 30 matches. Well, I guess on the 30th, I got the one I wanted. But I was like, damn, this is why Triple Triad was better in Final Fantasy VIII. Because every time you won, you got to pick a card from the person you beat. I also think it should be that way for player versus player Triple Triad. Let me steal one of your cards.
Ooh, people wouldn't play.
And let me use better cards.
So you basically want PvP Triple Triad. Kind of like where it's like...
That's what any game you're playing against anyone is.
I don't know. Again, that's another element of the game I don't really play, so I don't really have an opinion.
Is there any mini game you play? I don't think so. Maybe Cackpot, but
yeah, I did a Cackpot. I was doing the fashion report. I would go and do my challenge log with some of the minor one where you have to hit in the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What other mini game is there?
Chocobo racing.
Yeah, I did it. I didn't love it.
I did Chocobo racing for a long time.
Yes, you did.
I was mating those Chocobos.
Esper says that gardening kind of counts as a mini game.
I did my fair share of gardening, but when I was logging in every day, gardening was fine. But now I occasionally miss a day or two.
Gathering. Did I say gardening?
Oh. No, you probably said gathering. I just read it as
but
gardening.
But when you said that, I was immediately thinking, actually, gardening kind of is a mini game. So you heard my brain. But inventory sorter is my favorite mini game.
Oh,
my least favorite mini game is having to adjust the prices of all my items on the market board. I hate that game.
I think you can do that from the app, Avi, but I think you need to get like acorns or something like
that.
You
do, yeah. I would that's cool, but I'm not gonna. Nope, sorry.
I think I deleted the app from my phone. I don't even have it on there anymore.
I think I just have it because of I don't remember last time I opened it, but that I have the little emote with the phone. I don't even know if you could delete it now that I have it, but yeah.
Oh yeah, Undercutting's a good game.
The market board game. I do that one, but I undercut by like 1 gil. I'm that person.
Depends if I want to sell it fast or not. And I absolutely love. There's always threads on the main forum of people complaining about undercutters.
That's how a market board works.
I love it so much. It's like, bitch, if I want to sell something really cheap, that's my prerogative. And if people aren't buying shit fast enough, then everything's overpriced anyways.
Yeah, I will check. Sometimes somebody will post it really, really high price, and then I look at what's sold, and I'm like, okay, that's not even relevant. I'm going to meet you halfway. So there's not a lot of them.
If I sell something for half the price and then your shit doesn't sell like in the week after, it's not my fault for undercutting.
I mean, yeah, I mean that's kind of a dick move to undercut it that hard, just because. But I mean, if you just need the gill, like I guess
I don't need the gill.
Yeah, then you're just being.
I just
impatient.
need it out of my fucking inventory.
But sometimes if I see one that's slashed like that, I'll go buy it myself and put it up for what everybody else is selling it for.
Esper says, my retainer is named Zantetsuken because I slash prices.
Oh, yeah. All right. Going forward into 6.0, what are you hoping for?
So, recently we found out that in the next patch, we're going to get flying in the old 2.0 zones.
Yeah, we talked about that before.
The reason they gave us that was they wanted new players to see the cool mounts to give them incentive to keep on going. The problem I saw with this is that there isn't much reason for veteran players to return to the old zone. Except for the main cities of Uldal, Limsa, Gridania, the people I see in old zones are few and far between, and in those cities, you can't even have your mounts out.
Yeah.
So I spent a little time this week going to the old zones because I was leveling my warrior to 50, and then of course I'm me, so I hadn't done any of my job quests since level 30, so I had to go around doing all of my job quests as well. And so while I was going through these old zones, I found a couple of new players in Coerthus that were doing some fates there. One died, and I got to break out my healer and res him. That was fun.
The way that feels so special to you is so funny. I got to res somebody.
I mean, I just watched him die, let's be honest, but then I switched to healer and res them. And they cheered me. It made me feel good.
That's cute. That is cute. But the way you were just so excited, and I was able to change to my healer. The reason it's so exciting is because the last time you were playing in those zones, like you didn't have a healer leveled. So I think that's why it was maybe a thing for you.
And Chili's exactly right. I was just sitting there going, die to it, so I can res.
So evil. Chili did share this. I kind of laughed while you were talking, Pete, because I stopped listening to you because he highlighted, I used to drink poison potions in Final Fantasy XI and shout that my prices were drop dead cheap. I love that so much. Oh.
So yes, found a couple in Coerthas. I saw a few in Costa del Sol when people came after someone shouted out a S rank hunt there. I'd say the only zone that has a decent amount of people in it at one time is Mordana. And I can see their goal of what they're working for working in Mordana. High-level players are returning to spend poetics. We occasionally have to go back to the Rising Stones for the MSQ.
Well, and Mordana is actually such a large zone that I do wish there was flying in Mordana.
Mm-hmm.
But like the other ARR ones, I don't really...
I mean, they're just as big. We just never go there.
You don't have to go out as far very often. I don't know.
Well, yeah, as often because we never have to go back to Central Thanaland for anything.
No, maybe we're going to now.
I guess that was a bad example. If you've never done your Materia quest, you have to go there.
Yeah, that's not even that far of a run. Like that run's not that bad.
Yeah, there's an Aetheryte pretty close.
Yeah, but like Mordana was when you were doing the Crystal Tower stuff and like all the way over there. Like maybe if they just put like an Ethernet in Mordana, that would help, even though it doesn't make sense for the way they work. But it would just be helpful to loop, and now you can be at that little camp instead of having to run all the way down to that camp and then run all the way to the other side.
Oh my god, it takes like 45 seconds.
Yeah, but when you're leveling, there are those big like guys that like aggro the hell out of you. So when you were low level, it was a pain in the butt and the toads on the other side, there's always the gigantoads, and they were just high enough level that even when you were like level 60, they'd still be like tongue you and pull you back, and you're like, motherfucker.
Hey, I like getting tongued.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Hit myself with the crickets.
You deserve that.
So what was I trying to say? Oh yeah, I think what they're going for would work in Mordana, or at least that has the best chance of working at a place like Mordana. You know what I also wish? I wish they would keep on updating Mordana since we have to keep on going back there. Like, build it up a little bit more each expansion or something like that. Because they're still doing that thing. Like, when you're going through the story, it looks a little different, and then as you progress through the patches, it gets built up. Same thing happened with Idleshire.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't happen with Ralgar's Reach, from what I can remember. That shit still looks the same.
Yeah, but that's... Well, yeah. There were some things that we did, because like with the bridge and the beast tribes and stuff like that a little bit. With the camp. Yeah, we built up the beast tribe. The Anantas.
I know, but... I'm
just saying that's what we built up for the Ralgar's Reach area. I'm not arguing.
The Ananta, their shit looks different.
The snake ladies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you make like a place for the sick people. You make.
Oh, that's right. But did that really change anything that looks?
Yeah.
I thought it was just like the inside.
Well,
it's like the TARDIS.
Oh yeah. I like how you like to quote Doctor Who stuff. Not that's a quote, but reference it, and you've like don't watch it.
Magic screwdriver.
God, you guys, I married that.
David Tennant.
You're a few doctors back. Anyway.
Girl from Jumanji.
I just can't. All right, Pete.
R.I.P. Yeah. So I guess the point I was going through.
There was
all
a
of
point.
This is they need to give us a reason to go back to some of the older zones. And when was the last time you went to a Heaven's Ward zone?
Chili just said, or David Tennant, as he was called on set. I have not heard that one. What did you just ask me?
When was the last time you've gone back to a Heaven's Ward area?
I was trying to do my fishing quests.
Okay, so not very often.
Yeah, no.
And it was because you had something that was designed to be done during that time.
Yeah, because I when I was trying to level my fisher, you have to go back and do the class quests because you can't, there's mooching and different things that you couldn't do if you didn't learn it from doing the quests. But I didn't want to pay for those expensive fish, so I actually went out and fished.
People are saying, when was the last time we went there accidentally or on purpose?
Often accidental.
Lots of Ooh, I didn't mean to press that. So my point is, after we go through an expansion, we rarely go back to any of those zones.
It's the same with the dungeons.
Exactly.
So,
but I'm like, maybe give us like half the amount of zones in an expansion, and then just add stuff to zones that we already have.
You making nasty sounds right now. Are you okay?
I was burping. I think you heard it. That didn't really come through. On
Oh,
screen.
I heard it through my headphone.
We got our monitor turned up loud.
Oh, it's okay. No, I actually, I agree. Like,
give us half the new zones in the expansion, and maybe make the old zones a little prettier or something like that. Still give them something.
You just want to give a
do.
facelift to the older zones.
Facelift to older zones, and I wish they would hire some more writers. Maybe let's bring back some more story to the old zones. I want to know what Nanamo's doing. I want to know what Merleweb's doing. I want to know what that bitch in Gridania's doing that I can't remember her name.
Connie said. Oh my gosh, Pete. Okay, so we got next week's Greenleaf and teaching Pete lore.
Kanye Senna.
No, you're gonna remember it because of Kanye West, not Kanye. Oh my God, Connie Senna. Yeah, thank you. For that spelling.
It seems like these people are like, we never hear what's going on in any of those zones. I feel like Ulda is just like, it's frozen in time until we get there and do something.
I think part of it probably is just because like the developers are excited to do new stuff, and when you're creating new stories and stuff, it's more fun.
But you can create a new story in an old zone.
I know you can, but I'm just saying, like, so then what you're saying is it wouldn't be necessarily like MSQ stuff. You want more side quests.
Yeah, I mean, you can do MSQ in whatever new expansion area. It's like, I'm not saying like put going to Garlemald on hold. Like, I definitely do not want to halt any progression on the MSQ and getting that out of the way, because the sooner we get done with the fucking Asians, the better. I'm just saying you can do some more stuff in the old zone.
I agree. I think it'd be cool to have stronger side quests.
Like, and I don't know if they've told it.
Because they did stronger side quests in Shadowbringers than the side quests in The Realm Reborn. A lot of the side ones, I felt so. The freaking, oh my God, the serpent, the little serpent,
the Great Serpent of Veronka.
Yeah, like that was amazing. And then the other story with the goodness, I'm so bad at the lizard lady who was giving birth. Then you had to go out and like help her, and like the side stories in Shadowbringers really stepped it up. Like you actually were like, ooh, I need to finish that. Not, God damn it, they want me to go pick up some rocks for them and bring them back.
You know what my problem is? I think the only zone that I actually did all the side quests in was the Raktika Greatwood. Because all the other ones, I'm like, okay, I'm saving those until I'm going to level a job at that level. And then I never do it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But I always do Hildebrand. So if they did more stuff like that.
Well, what level did you get your warrior to?
I'm up to 52.
Well, once you get to those levels, to level 70, right? Yeah. I'm like, what's our max level now? Make a point to go do the side quests on it.
Yeah. I want to, and then...
You're welcome. I fixed your problem.
Only so many hours in the day. Decibels is like, Pete really enjoyed the music there. Yes, I did. Lahi?
Don't know what's wrong with you. Oh, God. Okay. So
do you think that's a good idea? Would you still be excited for an expansion if they said, hey... We're only gonna, like, if you only had what was Shadowbringers broken into? We had like Eulmore, and then we had Crystarium, basically those two zones.
Yeah.
If they were to say, okay, you're getting one of them, you're getting Garlemald or Ilsebird, whatever, but we're going to like reinvigorate the old areas. We'll maybe give them a little bit of a facelift, and then like add new content, reasons for you to go back and do stuff.
Yeah, there's usually 2 city areas, as KK just said. I would be okay with one city area and less zones, because I don't feel like you necessarily have to tell the story in a different zone.
Yeah.
It's the story, a good story can be told in places we've been before. But the Shadowbringers whole thing...
to Garlemald, we have to have Garlemald.
Well, and the reason Shadowbringers was done the way it was, and I think Shadowbringers needed... all of the zones that it had to tell the story it did, because we were going to the first. So I think for this particular storyline, it fit, but doesn't mean they can all like do it differently next time. And because we're basically saying how much we loved the story, and if they can focus on the story and then just bring effort into that and use zones that we've had before, that's fine.
And that's my biggest problem. I'm like, oh my god, they put so much time and resources, and like the zones look amazing.
Well, and like, what if we found out like this whole time in Ulda, there's like some underground conspiracy going on, and we thought that Ulda was safe, and like that would be really cool.
And why did we even keep Nanamo alive if we're not going to do anything with her after that?
For Emmy. But yeah, like you can definitely tell good stories in places we've been before because you don't know everything about those places, or they can like expand upon the map if they want to, add a new little area, an area you never really went to, add something cool. Like I think it's cool. Like Az's Law was definitely a wasted area.
It just sucks because they do put so much time. The areas look beautiful. The music's amazing. Like when I was going around doing my quest, I'm like, it's a real bummer that I have no real reason to go back here except for jobs I haven't leveled yet. And it's just continuing on. Like you never go to Heavensward, you never go to Stormblood. The next expansion will probably ever rarely return to the first. But I don't know how like everything's going to end up with the first. But if all of a sudden they added a side quest that had us return to the first, that would be amazing, and I would love that. It's like, I think with so many areas that we have now, give us more reasons to return to some of them instead of just making more zones that are going to be not used.
Well, you could even add
a year and a half.
Add a new zone to like an older area, like suddenly you're in the like
Midwest
the sewer.
Land.
No, you're like in the sewers or something. I don't know. They could do different things, like the underwater, but do stuff with people, and I don't know. Anyways, I feel like we've talked about this enough. I'm kind of running out of comments.
Well, I think that is how we're going to wrap up the show, but we got to get to a community roundup, partner. And this week I want to shout someone who's always shouting out everyone else, and that's Chili and Paul from Moogle Go Round Radio.
Woohoo!
Hey, Bat Kid's here gifting another sub.
Oh, thank you, Bat Kid.
32 this month.
Holy shnikes.
Insane. Thank you, Bat Kid.
You are a big teddy bear.
But yes, I want to shout out our friends Chili and Paul over at Moogle Go Round Radio. Last episode they had Mioni, two episodes ago they had Mioni. Last episode they had Mistoso. So 2 people that I really love. So you should go check them out. Twitch.tv/Moogle Go Round Radio. You can find their podcast on iTunes as well, and pretty much any damn podcast.
And they're hilarious
out there.
And adorable and total sweethearts.
Hilarious,
and you guys should support them.
Adorable, supportive.
And they love this game more than anyone I know.
Absolutely no one has like more ties in the community than Chili. He's always shouting out other people. So definitely go check them out. And they are coming up on shows 99 and 100.
Ooh, so be sure to check in. I'm sure that they've been keeping things like really hush-hush surprisey. They don't even know who like the special guests are.
I know what's happening.
Ooh. But so yeah, you guys should definitely check them out.
And with that, we're getting to a little bit of listener reaction. I just want to say thank you again to everyone who gave so many kind words and responses to us hitting 1,000 followers on Twitch. There were too many tweets to put in this section, and a lot of GIFs as well that don't really translate through. Yeah. And as well as all of the birthday wishes. Thank you so much. Avi, thank you again so much for making last episode so special. I really appreciate it. I'm sure all the listeners appreciate those rewards you organized as well.
Yeah, it was fun. I wouldn't mind doing not necessarily like a whole episode of giveaways, but like even if we're doing a small giveaway like on the 3rd Friday of the month or something, we'll do one giveaway for that episode. I know it was fun to have it like do one on the stream and then do one through the podcast. It was definitely cool.
I'm just glad that both of them went to people I know listen to the show.
Oh, that Pete was worried about
the
that.
one on Gleam, I was like, come on, man. I know people just enter every Gleam contest out there and don't even play the game. Luckily, I know that person plays the game.
Cool. I don't know. I'm sorry. That is very cool. You're just paranoid. All right. So on that paranoid note, I think that's going to be it
I
for
don't know how that was paranoid.
this
That's just being
episode.
realistic.
As always, we've enjoyed hanging out with all of you live here on Twitch. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. Thank you so much for all the gift subs and for people who subbed on their own. You guys are wonderful, and we appreciate all of you so incredibly much. And of course, a great big thank you to everyone listening to the podcast through iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, Spotify, and the next app that's going to come out next week because everyone's at home listening to podcasts. And remember, wherever you do listen, it would mean a shit ton to us if you gave our little shit podcast a rating or a review. Or, tell a friend to check us out. Here with Vegan Pete, I am Avi Ale, and we will talk to you next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.